Alright, let's try this, motherfuckers. 10 Commandments. First, there's one God. Alright? If you break it, you're basically saying that something else on this earth is all powerful and all knowing, omnipotent and omniscient. Okay? You think the doctor holds your fate in his hands, you broke the commandment. You think that you know better than someone else, you broke the commandment. You walk in a room and you judge someone, that's his job, not yours. You broke the commandment. You think that scientists can predict the future, like the end of the world or whatever, 12 years from now? Wrong. God does. There's no other gods. That kind of reinforces it. No one, nothing else is omniscient or omnipotent on this earth. If you've broken that, you gotta confess. Oh, yeah. Any sorcery, like you do tarot cards, you read Deepak Chopra, you look at some scientific report that says sleep is better for you. No. 10 Commandments, that's it. Alright? This shit was covered in 330 years ago. I'm just here to clean this shit up. Alright? Let's see. So if you ever did that, you're going to confess it. The one true God is the God of Moses. Everything else in religion and psychology, philosophy, everything else is false. Simple. Okay? So if you ever believed in anything else as omniscient or omnipotent in any way, admit that shit now. You should be like a kid in a video game that has an antenna up that just says he's monitoring everything I'm doing. All my thoughts he can read. I can't read anyone else's, but he can read mine. And he can control anything he fucking wants to. Let's see. All right. So no graven image. This one's important. Anytime that someone or something has made an image, visual image of anything on earth, if mankind, if a man or woman or whatever, produces an image, like anything that you've ever seen in Hollywood, any advertisement, any picture on a fucking subway, anything where it's not just like actually how it is. Like right now, I'm capturing myself. I'm not. It's not graven because I'm not producing it. All right, I'm just a human being who's on fucking camera and whatever. I could show this lamp right here. It's not graven, okay? But if I sat here and I was trying to tweak it like a man playing God, okay, saying, well, like, it should be this way or no, it should be that way. That's me recreating what I think it should look like. It should is the key term here. I don't know what it should look like. God does. And when we're exposed to images that are graven, it has man's touch on it, and that makes it false because anyone who sees the graven image now has the expectation that the lamp should look this way or that way or this way, when in fact it should just look, or I hate to say the word should, but that's how it looks. There's no reason to graven it, no reason to produce it. You don't need makeup, you don't need hairstyling, you don't need all that shit that we get pumped into our minds, giving us an expectation of things that we should want. Like Melania Trump's be best. This is why she's a fucking whore. Because why does Melania know what's best, right? Or Donald Trump know what's best? Only God knows what's best. Not a preacher, not a fucking, you know, scientist, an architect. You never fucking, no graven images, guys, okay? Let's see, no false idols. You know, I guess, well, the graven image thing. And by the way, those are similar. But by the way, the revisiting the iniquities of up to 3 or 4 generations of the children underneath the parents, that means that breaking any of these commandments, if you do it, God can fuck up any of your children all the way down to 3 or 4 generations. So if you're a great great grandma and you fucked up, did something wrong, he can press and give you your little great great grandbaby leukemia. Yeah, and that's designed for you to say, well, what did I do? All right, let's see what else we got. Keep the Sabbath. Make sure it's fucking holy. That means from Friday at dusk until Saturday at dusk, you don't do shit. If you break that, I mean, when I say you don't do shit, don't even, just lay in bed and take a break because you're in a video game. And if you decide to keep playing this video game day in, day out, or working day in, day out, he's going to give you pain. You get in a car accident. you get a sore throat, whatever it is, okay? And when that happens, you're going to say to yourself, not, wow, that's just a weird coincidence that I got in a car accident. No, you should never have anything negative that happens in your entire life. Don't use his name in vain. What does that mean? You don't don't say that God, don't talk on behalf of God to enhance your own agenda, okay? Donald Trump's really good at doing this. He fucks it up all the time. You know, he's like, oh, well, God's plan, make America great. Yeah, fuck you. Okay, don't incorporate God's name into your own bullshit agenda. Your preacher's like, LGBT people are evil. Fuck you. Okay? That's you playing judge. Don't use God's name to fucking do that. All right? Now, I get the authority to do it because I'm just explaining it to you. Now, I'm not sitting here playing God. Okay? I happen to know how he thinks to a degree. All right? And I'm here to interpret that for fucking mankind, for the human species, before we go extinct. That's it. That's my job as agent. Because I've tiptoed into this thing over however many months. 14 months. Last June I really started. Or June of 17 I really started it. But anyway. Okay. So don't use his name in vain. Don't kill. Don't kill anything. Alright? Don't fucking... If you see a fucking ant on the street, avoid it. You're driving and there's a squirrel, hit the fucking brakes, okay? Don't take out your rifle and start killing deers and shit, all right? Now, I don't know in terms of like, I think the Jews really cover this in terms of like, kosher meats and stuff like that. These are all God's creatures here, okay? So like, be aware that you shouldn't kill anything. Zero. Don't do it. Just don't fucking do it. Don't steal. Don't take anything that's not yours. Don't steal money. Don't embezzle money. Don't fucking, don't get a free soda at a fucking refill fountain. Just don't take anything. If you do, you're going to notice you have pain in your life. Okay? Don't commit adultery. This one's simple. People think this is like LGBT centered. Fuck that. God doesn't make human beings that are flawed. And unless some other human being causes them to deserve it. Anyway, adultery means this. If you have a romantic tie to someone, don't break their trust. Okay? That's it. So it doesn't matter what you're sleeping with. Just make sure if there's an element of, if there's a romantic side there, something sexual or whatever, don't break its trust. Don't look at porn if you're fucking married. Don't, well, the porn also, it's like, it's bad too because it's graven. No one's actually sitting there getting fucking, triple teamed by three dudes, right? Naturally, right? Like, whatever. So the adultery thing, just don't break anyone's fucking trust. That's it. Simple. Don't cheat. Okay, so don't steal. Honor thy mother and father. That basically means it doesn't matter what shit hand you were dealt with your parents. Just don't disrespect them. Okay? Keep your fucking mouth shut. No matter what you want to say. Just keep it to yourself. What else do we have? Don't envy anyone's shit. Oh, he has a nice car. I should get that. Or wow, you're talking about it. You're like, wow, he, or that, that girl, like her shoes are fucking great. Like whatever. What she has is for her. Okay? God's got a perfect fucking plan for you. You don't necessarily want, you think you do because of all the graven image, but you don't necessarily want those shoes. Getting them may not make you happy. Okay? So sitting there envying other people is a fucking waste of time. Don't envy anyone. He's reading your thoughts. So if you're walking down the street, you're like, dude, I love that guy's Maserati. God's reading that. He's like, no, you fucking broke the commandment. Boom, here's some pain. What else? Don't steal. Don't kill. No adultery. Don't use his name in vain. Keep the Sabbath. Don't envy. One God. No graven image. No other gods. There's one God. I think I got them all. Basically, guys, memorize these 10 commandments from Exodus 20 verses 1 through, I don't know, I always say 1 through 17 because 17, it's not a commandment, but it's like giving you the finality, like the thunders and shit. God really created these. These are his commandments. This is what Jesus was always fucking talking about. Keep his commandments. Yeah. Want to know why? Because if you break them, Even if you think it, you're fucked. He's going to give you pain. You're in a video game, guys. No commandment breaking, then you don't have any pain. What am I missing? I don't know. Definitely keep the Sabbath, though, because when you have this hyper-religious experience over the next 18 months, you're going to want to be like, I'm doing it all the time. Wrong. God rests. You rest. Plus, you know, God needs a fucking break, too. He has to rest sometimes. Well, if we're all fucking running around on the Sabbath, when is he going to take a break? I'd be pissed off fucking people up. That's why Friday nights always suck. Don't go out on Fridays. Stay home. TGIF. Thank goodness this is Friday because it's the time to rest. And you'll feel better too. You're like, wow, I feel a lot better. Yeah, because they solved this shit in 1300 BC or whatever. 3,330 years ago. What else am I missing? I don't know. Just basically, you want to play like you're a kid, all right? And if you want to go on the ride of your life, don't ever doubt that he exists. And when you do, and any time you're exposed to all that bullshit that human beings have created that kind of steer you away from this, always remember, think about all the coincidences you've ever had in your life. If you haven't had any, you need to be more generous with people, okay? Keep these in your mind. It's going to be a bitch to refine them, but it's okay. You'll get through it. I'll upload anytime you break one of these things, just upload a video to social media and they'll go away. Any pain you have will go away. And that's it. Every religion's false. The only time or the only thing that you need to think about is that Moses was the real deal. Okay? He's head rabbi. All other religions are false. And the Jews for murdering Jesus, good work. Because the first fucking commandment is there's one God. There are no other gods. Okay? So if Jesus was implying that he was God, it makes sense that he was fucking executed. Good job, Jews. I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, bear false witness. Don't lie against someone. That's it. Don't be like, yeah, well, this guy, like, he actually came in here. No, if he didn't fucking come in there, don't say it. Because God knows if he did or not. And if it comes out of your mouth or you think it, then you're on the hook for it. There should be no illness and we should never die in this system. The only reason we do is because we break commandments. If you look at the age of people's deaths, you're going to see how much utility they were providing and how many commandments they were breaking. With the general exception that sometimes God likes to punk people out to make a point, like Hitler or like Donald Trump. You're going to see Donald Trump. I'm his worst fucking nightmare, guys. But anyway, that's 10 Commandments in a nutshell. It's Wednesday the 16th, 17th, 1890. That's 3 days. We're talking Day of the Lord. Have a nice day. God, I looked at pornography and I watched a movie. Sorry. Yeah. And I got scared. You should never get scared because there's one God. He's got everything solved. You see, we're like little kids, children of God. Everything else is false. Everything you know about the world is going to change. All you had to do the whole time was obey these commandments. You just needed one person to figure this out. And statistically, you can prove that if you break a commandment, you feel pain in some way. Physical pain, emotional pain, financial pain, family pain, whatever. He's got lots of tools in his toolkit. And you're going to feel the power of God on Saturday, the day of the Lord, January 19th.